Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn, and I have several messages and reads for you. Make sure to check out my Instagram at twinflames3344. I definitely posted a few messages today. One was the Chariot, which is today's energy, and as well my Crystal Angels message, which was a nice long one today, really beautiful. And I posted a whole bunch of cloud pics last night too, so check them out. There's definitely something you'll get somewhere there. There's a lot of energy coming in. There's some crazy storm energy coming in right now. There's definitely union energies coming in right now. There are 2 eclipses coming up that are definitely going to throw some people for a loop. And I want to get into these messages because there's a lot to bring today. So let's take a few deep breaths first. If you don't want to, you can just scroll by this. And remember to subscribe. Don't forget, I moved all of my regular astrological reads for the general public to my channel, Evelyn Stainthorpe. And let's get going here. So go ahead and take a deep breath. This is the note F. Send lots of pure, clearing white light wherever you'd like it to go, to yourself, to a friend, to a loved one, around the world, to the energies that are having difficulty right now, perhaps to Israel today. Take another deep breath. Wrap your love light, that bright white light, around the world to purify. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a little crazy here. I'm not sure whether it's going to be a beautiful day or not. It was beautiful when I got up, and then it started getting stormy, and then it didn't storm. It got sunny again, and then it's kind of dark now again. The wind keeps whipping up now and then, so it's a bit fickle today. So let's see where all that goes. So of course, calling in Mother, Father, Source, Creator of all that is. Lots of Sophia energy for the best and highest good of all those concerned. So let's get right into this. Let's roll the die. I have this abbreviated twin flame read on the table. Some of the messages, I asked specific questions today, so there's several messages. I'll try to remember to put the break times in the comments below. So let's get going here. Don't forget to comment and subscribe if you'd like to get the notifications on this channel as well as the Evelyn Stainthorpe channel, and check out my Instagram like I said. So let's go ahead. Today is October 7th, and we actually started at 1:07, which is 10:07, so very significant in synchronizing the energies there. It's 110 right now. The energy of source energy backing up the 11, alignment, truth and balance, justice for the twin flames today. October 7th, 2023. All right, we have Aquarius here and water energies. The W came up in one of my cloud pics. Aquarius is very universal energy. And again, sudden changes. Uranus came up in my message on Instagram as well. And we have number 2, which is the high priestess, the higher self, the divine feminine, both polarizing, but also mediation at the same time. For me, that is the Pisces energy. Sometimes the high priestess is Virgo for me as well. Could be Aquarius as well, we have right there. And then we have Neptune over here. So Pisces energy coming in here too, which February is Aquarius into Pisces. So we have both of those energies right there. So very much the energy of, remember that Aquarius is the one with the ideas. But Pisces is the one who is the dream weaver, who grounds them into reality, right? With one foot in this world and one in the next. So very interesting where we are here. We're at that last point of alchemy, right? We have graduation at Sagittarius, and then Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are the 3 keys of alchemy, where then you become the master of the hidden house, the alchemist. So let's see where this goes. All right, now I'm looking for where I put, I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna have to get up for a second, you guys. I'll be right there. You guys. All right, I want to show you the messages we have for today. Starting where the leaves were really cool this morning too. They were all there were nuts. My neighbors have a tin roof on their shed, and all the nuts were dropping on it, and it sounds crazy, you know, it's really loud. But all the leaves were blowing all over the place. It was really beautiful. So we have, let's see where we're starting. Okay. So we're going to do the messages in order. We're starting back on the 2nd of October. At 8:44. And this is the first message. So I just pulled some cards from the Fortune's Oracle, just organically. So this deck was first, the underlying energies. Here's the angel, and then this deck came out second, actually. So they were just pulled organically. And the Sacred Union card from the Mythic Oracle, this has been coming up constantly in a lot of reads. So with this one, I asked specifically, what is the significance of twin flames coming into the physical unions right now as opposed to other times? And I pulled the Fortune's Oracle at 850. The 44 is the Hercules energy of the 4 of Cups, the social worker type of Atlas energy, as opposed to the physical weight of the world, the social weight of the world. But also Hercules is her harvest, so it always resonates for me as the divine feminine energy. And 44 also parallels to 52 as the alter ego, which is the Queen of Swords, Lady Liberty, and Athena comes up with Hercules as her alter ego. What is the significance of the twin flames coming into physical union now, as we have these 2 eclipses coming up? So the underlying energy was the 2 of the angel. And the first card was the 11 of the flowers, which represents the collective awakening, the opening, the blooming, the blossoming. And also 11 is written 11/2. So there's similar energies right there of truth and balance of the flowers and the collective awakening, ascension, and the 2 in the underlying energy of the angel supporting you and guiding you, right? Your guidance system, your GPS, but also it's you, your higher self. The Enchant, I don't know what that word is, but I want to say the energy, and it's coming up as intention now. The underlying energy is the transition to gold right here. With 13 and 5 of celebrating, and celebrating came up in the Crystal Angels this morning as well. And the energy of the Rolling Stone, which is that WEM3, the Rolling Stone with the ash, the AE, the bright light on top, which is also the 24, which is also Omega and enlightenment at the crown. Patience with the 9 of Pentacles, indigo, to find peace with karma or karmic and higher self, the divine feminine sharing at work. And the number 52 is coming up here. Again, we have It was like the energy of the 24 Queen of Wands in between the 5 and the 2 of the Queen of Swords, which is Lady Liberty, which I just brought up as Hercules. And the 5 and the 2, remember, in block letter, reflect each other exactly. And when they're facing each other, 5 and 2, it makes a TV on a stand. And TV stands for telepathic vision, not just television. So we have this indigo, independent energy, finding peace with karma or karmic and higher self, divine feminine, sharing at work, and Trinity coming up. Try that NI, show of power, and TY, and gratitude. The energy of the twin coming up, the divine feminine and the hermit, the 3 with the 2 and the 9 souls. The 3 has been coming up a lot lately as the eagle soaring horizontally. It's an energy of flying, of 1, 2, 3 leap and flying. To the 9, which is compassion, it's the all, the one and the all. That energy of the hermit going within. And the 9, the 2 of the higher self. So working in conjunction as souls, now in the moment with a show of power and gratitude, trine it at the Y in the road, which the Y is a trine, right? It's the 3 roads leading to 0 point. Try Christ consciousness, the I am, and gratitude, sharing at work, school, and taking steps. So again, the reason for us coming into union is really pulling in that connection to source, right? Because that's the key, is your own connection to your higher self and source energy, right? Always loving yourself first and grounding that higher love into our reality. Sharing at work and school or any place of co-creation, taking steps to break ground after work on the web, perhaps grounding yourself well. Perhaps you need some EMF protection on your devices. The pyramids, like the one you see here too, are also neutralizers of energy. It's a certain combination of copper wiring, crystal stones, and then the resin that holds it together, which is also a polyester energy. Take a break, perhaps at the beach. And the cards came up as there were 5, 3, and the first 5 could be 7, but 5, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 5. So it was reflecting itself. The energy of steps, the stairway to heaven, and breaking out of hell. A stone breaking plant. So again, people who are planted in certain jobs or situations in order to change the energy or to expose something there that needs to be healed. Or groundbreaking news or a breakthrough here. The challenge being the 4 of Cups and following the stars in turbulent emotions without much to ground on. Keeping 3 safe but longing for the 1. Starseeds getting multiple hits from the Page of Swords and the Emperor, which can represent both the smallest message and the biggest power or control figure. With ice and fire burning, AI, playing with orbs, not with fire, offering an organic hand, not a false one, as the Queen of Swords is about to pull the trigger. Give a dog a bone. Toss temptations to see what triggers. The Wounded Warrior with too much fire and the Queen of Swords with too much ice. Baseball, anyone? Santa pulling out feelers about good little girls and boys. Waves of flames in Indian summer in fear of Lady Liberty fractured into 1,000 pieces at the harvest moon. And then I'm getting the song, I've loved you for 1,000 years, right? So the sword in the left, reed in the right, which is that grounding nature. The games begin as the Wounded Warrior is with flame in hand, with in the right hand, the Queen of Swords with sword in left, both being tossed things to see how they react, or tests. The wounded man and the grieving war widow. And that little light of mine between them packs a big wallop as the Emperor burns his bionic hand, or divine feminine feels the burning in his right hand and sends healing to counteract the fire as the Page of Swords climbs higher. The pyramids and Lady Liberty Atlantis and Lemuria et al., the wounded warrior in menorah formation, 4 and 4, and 9th flame in hand, the hand that rocks the cradle, Newton's cradle. 8 days of October as the Page of Swords and the Emperor count from 1 to 10 cups, which is all about the emotions. Perhaps a fountain to Niagara Falls. Count to 10, begin again. Centrally is the 7 of Cups and the 4 of Cups, which is that sweet spot. Of 4 to 7, which is the heart to the crown. But now I'm getting from the solar plexus heart to the crown. The 4 to 7 is also that, it's just to the airing to the light of the middle. And the 7 of Cups is synchronicities, and the 4 of Cups is that Hercules. So synchronicities and Hercules, her harvest. I'm getting Kronos with synchronicities. The sin of Kronos. Oh, very interesting, right? Because Kronos killed Uranus, and then his kids did the same to him. Or whether they killed each other or not, you know how that all works in the stories. But the wounded warrior in menorah formation, 4 and 4, and 9th flame in hand, the hand that rocks the cradle, Newton's cradle, which is that energy of equal and opposite reaction and resonating through the middle, absorbing that energy without moving. 8 days of October, which is also tomorrow, October 8th, is significant. It's also the 10th and 8th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, is that Chi energy. As the Page of Swords and Emperor count 1 to 10 cups. A fountain to Niagara Falls. Count to 10 and begin again. Centrally, the 7 of Cups and 4 of Cups, the crown and heart, the sweet spot. Out of 1 to 10, from new love or self-love to emotionally fulfilled or love of all. The Page of Swords here is the new crystal formation, and the 22 cups of 2, 11, and 9. Also 22 of the Fool and the 5D stationing. The 53 of the Knight of Swords and 222, which is that room 222 guidance counselor show. But it's the 2 of the higher self, the 22 of the Fool with an open heart, ready to take a leap of faith, and the 222 of love and the lovers. The guidance with the 35 of the wounded warrior, where air adds to the fire, requiring the 22 cups or that 5D level, right? To be in your emotions at that 5D level when air adds to the fire, because it stirs things up and makes it worse, which the catalyst energy is definitely in the air today. And that's at 9:30, which is the Hermit and the Union. And the Fool's heart here at the start. I'm getting the starting gate. So you're going to get a lot of starting gate energy all year as the Olympics are coming up in the summer, a very significant event. This event, this Fool's heart of the Starseed on the Fool's journey, the rock under pressure, the crown under fire, groundbreaking and crown cracking from both ends to get through to the heart, funneling the sea at Trinity, Crystal Gingerbread House, or Ground Zero Base Camp, up the spiral steps like the lighthouse, to break ground in the end at the top of the mountain. And also Hercules often comes up as the lighthouse, beaming light up back to source after collecting it from the sun. The avenue without UE, which is a cup and equality. And AVEN was coming up in avenue as well as the virtual passage up from the cave, or passage of the cave from the water. So it's like a vertical release valve type of energy with U and E, which is the Holy Grail and equality. The avenue of Christ, of A and E, with V between, which is creation, and Christ in the end. The cry path, Christ. Right? The one who's Christ-like or on the cry or purging path. Tunneling or pushing through great pressure to birth in the end. Rebirth on the avenue or path of Christ or cry path consciousness. The less mass, the less weight. No pain, no gaining of weight. De-stressed. But if you want muscle mass, well, take a crash class and put yourself under pressure. Or would you rather have Christ mass and receive gifts? Buckle up or hunker down, it's all up to you, no matter which way around. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes, and he'll be climbing every mountain and forging streams, or the path of reaming. Or co-me, come is co-me's. Remember we had the conversation the other day about how God is me. That's one of God's name, is me and med and ed and all of the in-between. The reaming path regarding I am-ing, streaming path of rebirth, be earth. So to re-become earth. So again, going back to Lemuria. The mass or ear of earth to the nth degree. Meditate. Med is God's nickname here. It ate. So it is also the I am and the T of the top dog. And the 8, of course, is infinity to beyond. And the dance between the masculine and feminine, manifestation of dreams. Med it 8. Got it to infinity and beyond. Source Mr. Ed. I am top dog, dancing fool. In the crazy 8's dance at 9:57. The Hermit and the 3 of Swords of separation. The Page of Swords and the Emperor. P.S. to use. There definitely could be 2 pages of swords here. The Emperor is M per or, one equal and congruent to co-creation per human rights. Opie with connections. The Divine Masculine without the Divine Feminine, sunlight collector. 1 cup and 10 cups. 9 to lift the flyer up. You got to start somewhere. Over the rainbow is a good place. After the falls and the waterworks gone, hiding in the woods by the creek now is all. Finding the strength to burst through the ring of fire, the Bengal tiger with a rebel yell. A guy dance of Buddha and Sphinx. And by the way, Buddha and Cleopatra came up in my Instagram read today as well. The guy dance of Buddha and Sphinx, so that's confirming that Buddha and Egyptian energy there with Sphinx and Cleopatra coming up. Receiving downloads from that flame, that little minx. The guide or the GUID could be coming up here too, of the urinary tract infection. And Uranus comes up as urine and anus, so definitely disposal of the body was coming up in my Instagram message today as well. Sophia's Eve as Summer's Eve then comes up. Air and earth right into fire. Burning hand, now burning pee. Call the fire department for some water, please. So maybe someone's not drinking enough water. That can relate to emotions though too. And then it's 10:08, which is tomorrow again. The higher self, divine feminine or angel. Number 2, aligning with the flowers, 11. As the 9 eagle soars over the mountains. With the 15 key, the skeleton key. And there's Halloween coming up as well at 10:09. Pisces or Virgo, Libra, and Virgo Capricorn in a birth of romance and lover's leap. 31 and 10 with thorns and fire, weathering the challenges of October fire, which is Octo, which is 8. And the October chill that comes in, right? Because the temperature always changes here in October. Keep embracing renewal of the present. Keep coming back to your heart in the present moment. Love is the 17. So the purpose of our unions right now is to, test our wherewithal, to see how triggered you are, or can you stick. The 17 of the dream that comes true as love surrounds all your connections with Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Aquarius. At 10:19, the underlying energy of number 20, which is then Apollo, all about clarity. The 29 of Persephone is the first card out, and 27 Aphrodite, so there's a lot of sexy, beautiful woman energy right here, which also came out with the Queen of Wands today, and the Chariot. The 23 of Aries, or Eris rather, and 21 Pan and 7 of Prometheus, and then Apollo on top, with Aries, Pisces, Cancer, and Aquarius, and Zeus's kids and Nature Boy. The 3 of Wands present, Persephone's awakening to her inner Aphrodite, or new passion or love, right? So Persephone comes off as more of a pure, beautiful girl, right, who was stolen by Hades to marry. And then Aphrodite, you know, known as that very sexy woman. Apollo's arrow, or the shepherd's arrow, is Cupid here, to wake them up to the fates of the wounded warrior's surrender and deciding birth, length of life, and when to die, as Demeter, number 15, looks away. Since Aphrodite is with Hephaestus, but cheats with Ares and others. Sorry about that. Hold on one second. Sorry. My daughter's at a wedding today. Speaking of unions. So this energy of Aphrodite with Hephaestus, but she cheats. And Hephaestus is the one who has issues. They're supposed to be Hera's or the mother's favorite, but he has handicaps, right? But he's very creative and puts magic into his work. He's the worker bee. But she cheats here, Aphrodite, with Ares and others. And Persephone may be between the mother and Hades here. And there's this energy of someone hanging themselves out to dry. Hephaestus once tried to violate Athena, but she defended herself, and his seed spilled on the ground, and she took the child that came of this, even though it wasn't hers. Zeus gave Aphrodite to Hephaestus as a gift, right? Because he's distorted, so considered the word was ugly. But Aphro took the infant Adonis, birthed from a tree split, and Cyprus's daughter, that Aphrodite had infected to be incestuous with her king father due to jealousy. So again, wanting to get her out of the picture. So, you know, Aphrodite was a little minx here. The Aphrodite gifted Adonis to Persephone, who then grew to take him as a lover, but then had to share him with Aphrodite because, of course, she came back and said, well, you're not going to get to keep him all to yourself. So Persephone got Ares to kill Adonis back to Hades, but Aphrodite got Zeus to get him back again for her to share. Demeter upset with the fates, and why? Perhaps mad at the fates for her daughter's love life and wanting something better for her daughter. So now we have the message on the table, which is here. So it's my abbreviated twin flame read. It's not 7 decks, it's only 2. So we have the SIRIAN Starseed deck and the Rider-Waite Mini as the clarifiers there. Okay. And this was at 10:17. I didn't do all my usual header stuff. I just wanted to get right into this message because I have a lot of other messages to bring you as well. So in the underlying energies, the High Priestess, the 6 of Pentacles reverse, which references not sharing or some kind of scam there of inequality, and the 3 of Pentacles, which is the workplace or place of co-creation. The High Priestess not sharing at work or perhaps off balance, ending conflict with the Knight of Pentacles, offering to contribute to savings, releasing anxiety or investing or implementing a plan now that the worst is over, of no son or out of control kids, and again, that could be kids back in school. As the Ace of Swords reversed is needing information, working really hard and deserving a break, physical work or labor, perhaps camping perhaps. I was getting labor camp as well, or working to slow down, meditate, to break patterns, or perhaps bending weights, benching weights, and dropping the act. At work, perhaps someone dropped the ball there, or the facade, breaking patterns, or now taking breaks. Perhaps they never used to take breaks, and now doing, learning how to love themselves first. The recent past is shadow work, as the Page of Swords playing ball, up early, or subconscious messages coming up, or note to self, Pisces or Virgo and Capricorn upright, and the Empress may be pushy or putting on the pressure on the Divine Masculine to connect one-to-one with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which can be his child or dependent, but also could be his own lack of independence, presently feeling left behind. As the foundation here is the Four of Swords upright, resting or on break, meditating, praying under the radar, a sister or suffering in silence or stressed out here, given an ultimatum or must choose a path, as the Ten of Cups is upright in a happy ending post-war with the Magician embodiment or with all their tools on board. As the central energy here is the Seven of Cups reversed, repeating steps or coming down after imbalance or working overtime or not sharing things or not working out with the King of Swords reversed, perhaps sleeping downstairs or on the couch or sleeping at work. And that could be literally sleeping at work overnight or someone who's sleeping on the job. The challenge being the Four of Cups grounding and integrating, being out to sea with a broken heart, disappointment or separation, dumping multiple attachments, with a lover in a twist of fate, grounding and integrating a divorce or break from religion, societal norms. At 12:12 is the crowning moment there. The Ace of Pentacles reversed, preparing for a new start, a need for a breakthrough after the Queen of Wands reversed and the Emperor reversed, or a couple abusing their power with new information now, or clarity, being knocked off balance by the Queen of Swords, being strong with the Queen of Cups reversed. You have three queens right there, in a position or in a positive exchange, saddling the King of Cups upright with advice from the Hermit on what to do. With Aries reversed, Leo and Virgo upright here, soon coming here is the Nine of Wands, or that wounded warrior reversed though, which is good for me because that's the surrender. Perhaps after arrested and surrendering or voluntarily surrendering themselves if somebody was getting arrested. But there could be verbal abuse here as well, as the Knight of Swords reversed may be holding their tongue with temptation of the ball and chain, or be tempted to, to yell or say something they shouldn't say. Or Capricorn upright testifying about unstable home with the King of Pentacles upright and the High Priestess upright and the Page of Wands reversed on the side. The twin flames are seeing themselves as starseeds upright, a really positive place. The Fool upright, free from dark night, exhaustion, or near-death experiences, or dealing with death. Losing patience with the Knight of Cups reversed, with no peace perhaps, free from early wake-up call, sudden events, or taking call, and suddenly woken in the middle of the night, or reveille. Or suddenly the crown blows wide open, or spontaneously energized, or well. As Scorpio is reversed and Aries is upright, Sagittarius reversed, Scorpio and Aquarius upright, or Scorpio suddenly free from self, or epiphanizing in a fresh new start. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Five of Wands reversed, ending conflicts with the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, which can be a family, business, or community, of dysfunction or loss, or making a big purchase, or having a big expense, or totally healed, perhaps from the hospital and discharged, but had to pay a lot of money for that. Or standing up for self to the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Six of Cups reversed, no longer getting along or in sync. The block here is the Queen of Swords upright, the High Priestess and the Page of Wands reversed, third party, or the Page of Wands reversed may be unable to socialize. Perhaps they don't have good social skills, or maybe they're sick, or angry and not happy. Perhaps they're antisocial, perhaps, at 12:33, which is Jesus on the cross, the hanging man, and the 33. So the Page of Swords is upright with that little light after the Ace of Wands reversed, a frustration or lack of growth, a lack of humor, with the Nine of Cups, self-satisfaction or arrogance of the King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed at work, or perhaps who broke something and not apologetic about it, right? So again, breaking something of somebody else's or breaking something at work that you have no right to break, and then not even like apologizing or anything like that. So there's that real arrogant energy there. No movement and coming clean of having to clean up before that or get back, or having to admit they had a breakdown at work. With the Emperor reversed and the Wounded Warrior reversed, perhaps physical fighting at work or school as well. Coming full circle, awakened to justice. With Cancer, Pisces, and Capricorn reversed, but Pisces is also upright as well as Libra. Perhaps a judge is siding with the female, or Pisces, Capricorn, Libra. As the Ten of Cups is upright, not offering any love to the Emperor reversed. All 4 fire people are reversed in this read. So watch out for fire signs. As the Ten of Cups is upright, released from hiding or witness protection, being strong without guidance, or Leo upright and Taurus reversed through the eclipse and divorce or break. No more sneaking or sneaky messages. As present to flame at 1244, the Hanging Man, and grounding and integrating how to receive love. As the Ten of Cups may be coming clean, right? That can be a happy family, but it also can be a smoke screen, right? Of the illusion of a happy family. But laying it out on the table, perhaps what it took to get here to this point, perhaps you can't take it back once you put it out there. So be careful what you say and do during this period. Instead of the mouth, opening the heart to flame at 1248, the Hanging Man and the 8 of Cups, walking away within. As the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords are both upright here, the Wounded Warrior is reversed and the Emperor's reversed. Again, that fiery energy, giving up or out of control. With Starseed's surrender to get to heaven without conflict, perhaps the Ten of Cups is releasing their wrath in a divorce, or cleaning up their act with a gift, or by being more present in the moment. So I did want to bring up too, before I go on to the next, I've been doing, it's 1:44 on the clock. I've been doing a lot of clearing with Bonnie from Accelerated Spiritual Acceleration, and I haven't. I used her clearings on and off, but I just did an intense week of clearing of mother issues and bitterness or resentment issues. And boy, did I feel that coming up. I was like, just feeling, I was grouchy, like waking up grouchy, and I haven't felt like that in a long time. So just kind of going with it. And then there's this intense kind of pre-storm energy that's been whipping around as well, which is definitely there today as well. So again, be aware, star seeds out there, that you are. As the storms start whipping up energetically and spiritually, the collective is going to experience things where they're going to start needing help. And that's where you're being called in and being called to union. So this next message here, make sure I have the right one. Yep. So we have the Journey of Love, and then the Fortune's Oracle, then the energy deck, and then Rider-Waite there at the bottom. So the left energies are the underlying energies. I usually pull 3 cards unless more want to come out, except for the Rider-Waite, obviously. And then the cards on the right are the cards that wanted to come out in addition to the 3 organically. So I use them for numerology as well as to finish off the storyline. So this one was done on the 3rd from 6:28 to 6:32, which is the 28 of the Twin Flames, the 29 of the 3 of Wands, being present in the moment, the 30 of the Union, and then the 32 of the Journey. Which, by the way, when I dropped my daughter off to go to the wedding at the airport, on the way home, I literally was behind. There were 2 cars in front of me. The one right in front of me was my twins' initials with 28 and 32, which is the Twin Flame Journey. And then the other car was my son's initials, MCS, with 0451, which is the Emperor and the King of Swords. Very interesting there. So the 6 here is the Lovers, and 6 represents family as well, and the 28 with the Twin Flames and the Journey of Love here. The cards at the end came up 2115 as well as 59235. And again, that 2115 reflects the 2 and the 5 that in block letter reflect each other exactly. So it's literally 21 and 15 reflecting each other exactly if you write them in block style. So we have the 2 aligning with truth of the Hermit and the All. The 23-5 of the King of Wands in 2023 as the masculine energies we're learning how to, and again, this is the masculine in you all, the feminines and the masculines, learning how to tame your passions, so to speak, of the masculine ego, which is the harder ego to tame. We have the 2 aligning with truth, the Hermit and the All, and then that 2115, which comes up as if you push them together, the 2-1 and the 1-5, it becomes the 6 and the reflection of the 6, or the 6 can also represent the letter A, or reflecting the 6, or the G, which is also the spiral energy. And 26 comes up, which has also been coming up as Newton's cradle of equal and opposite reaction, but also the resonance through the mountain, right? When you hit the mountain with the ball, so to speak, and then it hits and it makes the other ball on the other side of the mountain come out, you're also adding energy to the 3 balls in the middle. So there's that energy coming up. And again, we keep getting that energy of using the ocean funneling through the mountain to create energy and water. So 2115, the High Priestess and the Hierophant align at the 11th hour. The 2 wounded warriors surrender. The divine feminine and masculine shadow in the inner war with the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Hierophant, the higher self, the mother, and the father. As the underlying energy here at 641 is the 25, and again there's that 2 and the 5 of the seed of the heart, the Knight of Wands. The 2 of the angel, the 7 of community, and the 10 of Wands, 36, which is the Atlas energy. The Knight of Wands inspires, plants a seed in the heart, a question mark, your higher self guiding and protecting you, with Ascension community all prettied up with a lot of work to do. The Knight of Wands, High Priestess, and the Chariot, and the 10 of Wands Atlas, or 2 on a trip and doing the work, perhaps twin flames in union, doing the work together. As the Knight of Wands, the High Priestess, or Pisces, and then 7, which is also Cancer energy, could be in the car traveling, or this could be someone resisting leaving as well. Perhaps you're dealing with kids on a trip who aren't cooperating. At 650 is the Lovers and the 10 of Cups. Again, emotional fulfillment of the family. The 61 of risk, and she loves taking that risk, with the 33 of the Christ vibration of the 4D bridge, where God speaks directly through truth. The 55 of acceptance and the fairy tale, where 33 and 55 equals 88, or the dance between the masculine and feminine within each of them coming together and then fall over into the 3/8, which the third 8 then is like the folding within and out, flipping in, inside out and through each other, coming out the other end, tied together by this third 8 of infinity. Which, remember, the flower of life is 6 petals, but it can come up as looking like the 4 of 8/8, which is 4 circles, where one circle is the center point, just like in the flower of life, and then the other circles on the other side. So there's actually 6 petals there. So the 15 is the Mother Praise, the Mantis style, planting a seed in the Knight of Wands' heart. You know, that's that tough love with the mantis, right, who bites their head off. Bridging to the fairy realms, where seeds lay. 33 and 55 and 15 equals 103, which was 10-3 the day I was doing this, plus 25 equals 128, which is the leap to the twin flames, or that choice of path. The first card out next was the 50 of the cloak of the 10 of Cups family, and the 34 of the 8 of Wands energetic exchange of becoming, in exchange with the 1 of the heart fire, the magician embodiment. The 2 and the 10 coming up, within nothing there's everything, and 3 to 1. The 2 being that space between. The High Priestess and the wheel. The womb and the tunnel. An ultrasound of earth, of 3 in the tunnel. And the womb and the tunnel coming up, interesting too, because the message from yesterday also brought up the fallopian tubes. So the womb and the tunnel referencing the travel through the fallopian tubes to the womb and then the womb out. So an ultrasound of Earth of 3 in the tunnel at 7:02, destined underground. 35 and 62 with intimacy and the choice of surrender and release in the vortex. The 3 of the abundance of the burning hero, the Empress. The release of abundance in cold and hot notes or tones as Mother Nature holds down the fort. And again, there's that tough love energy of the mantis. And again, that holding down the fort, waiting for everyone to come in. And I'm getting that energy of the storm in the Wizard of Oz. At 7:23 is the Chariot and the 23 of the King of Wands, the underlying energy of the 29 and the star. Star light, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight. As the 8 is the dragonfly, the 34 of unity, 34 again, and the 2 of the angel, and the star seed. So both the star card and the seed card came up in the dance of the dragonfly, in the energetic exchange, which is that the arrows of love, that back and forth energy through the heart with angel. Again, that folding in upon oneself, inside out and through. The 8 to the 2 and the 2 to the 8, which is the higher self and infinity, but also the 28 of the twin flames and the reflection of that. The first card of the 12 of the Fool and the Hanging Man, the angel and the Fool hanging out, and a dog perhaps. As the 6 of the Chariot, Cinderella's chariot here, all sparkly, and unicorns, staying strong and focused, the lover's journey of transformation to break chains. At 7:28 is the Chariot and the twin flames, the 9 of the eagle, soaring over the mountains, and the 31 of the thorns and fire, the 10 of destined fire, to 17 of love. And there's a lot of air sign energy there too as well, with the fire, right? So air, and so the fire signs that I said were all reversed in this read, maybe giving the air signs a hard time here, right? So the air signs may be really being put to the test through the fire, and to see if they can come out on the other side in a place of love. And then I was getting September through October 31st to get to love. Oh, that's so funny, because in the series her name is Love. Pisces, Capricorn, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus all here. And the moon. Remember, the moon is the M-O of Mary Magdalene and the O-N of on high, of Jesus. The Mary Magdalene and JC, I was right, M-M and JC, which is the horizontal and vertical pillars, the MM of the mountains and valleys, and the JC, which represents the Taurus of that force field there, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and the 33 of the 4D bridge, the Christ consciousness, and the 5 and working towards the 5D stationing. The 33 is also coming up here as the unicorn. The unification of co-RNs, of two people nursing others. The earth to moon bridge, the mother and daughter, the Christ vibration with goals to transition to wisdom of the owl, with the 23 King of Wands and the 3 of the Empress. Beware. Be careful who you trust, with camouflage and shape-shifting here. So the next underlying energy at 7:35 is the Chariot and the Wounded Warrior, and the 48 of the 8 of Cups, the Angel of Balance and the 7 of Community, and a ride within. The first card out was the 33 and the Door to Romance, the 28 of Victory, and the 35 of the first chakra, Archangel Michael, ascending the community across the 33 bridge to the twin flames surrender. The 26 of Hostilities. And again, that energy of Newton's cradle, right? If you put out that hostile energy, it's going to reflect on the other side. And the 41 of the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So from the root to the crown here is coming up. And the Holy Grail, Newton's cradle as she feels his anger issues. She may have graduated, but he is still fighting and aggravated below. And again, the pain in the right hand was coming up, the burning right hand. So someone who's right-handed might be having some hand issues. And then here's the anger coming up, which when I was feeling angry, perhaps that was my twin also, bubbling through. So at 7:44 is the chariot in the 44, again, of that Hercules energy in her harvest. The community and the twin flame bridge open for the root Archangel Michael and the crown Archangel Uriel. Dealing with hostility in the heart, or Page of Wands is interference, which is also that Newton's cradle energy, okay? So it's the Newton's cradle is representing you and your twin. So you are creating two gates between you. So again, if you're feeling your twin's hostility or you're being hostile, your twin's feeling it, but not only that, all of the energies who exist between you and your twin, I'm getting physically, are going to be affected by that as well. So again, you're being called to really hone in your 5D skills here. As the underlying energy of the Empress, the four, she's reversed, the Four of Swords upright, the Devil reversed, Justice reversed, the World and the Page of Swords upright here. The Mother reversed at rest, detoxing, and Justices, or Taurus, Capricorn, Libra, all reversed, perhaps sleeping together, and that could be camping out, or that could be misery loves company as well. As the World is upright with Pisces or Divine Feminine coming full circle, showing their hand, DNA strand, and stepping up to spread the word, getting over loss or regret or guilt of the Queen of Cups reversed, connecting with the High Priestess or higher self, perhaps from a negative place. She and he detoxing and watching a message of the Queen of Cups reversed, and the High Priestess, Pisces or Virgo here with new information and needing strength, and it can be the axis of Pisces and Virgo as well coming up. That's the midpoint, and the start and end is very significant. The Page of Wands, inspired by falling out with the King of Cups upright or bad memories between them. The King of Cups starting over with the truth of the Hermit, shedding light on lack of sun or bad childhood or wild kids. With Leo reversed, Scorpio reversed, and Virgo upright between those energies. And a long painful ending to reap rewards or retire. Assessing worth, the King of Pentacles upright. With the Seven of Pentacles, King of Pentacles upright, and the Four of Pentacles reversed. Perhaps letting go to fix, perhaps spending a little bit to fix things up or to make amends with someone. Perhaps a nightmare celebration or a money pit. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which is a big expenditure or a purchase, or a child who costs a lot, costly dependence or college. Perhaps having the Seven of Pentacles, but they cost 4 and 9 Pentacles are going out, so going into debt. And then 6 Pentacles more, an unfair settlement, and the Ace of Pentacles reversed with one more to boot for the Queen of Wands reversed and the Ace reversed, triggered at present, or didn't like the gift, or pushing buttons to deceive, or trigger the Nine of Wands wounded warrior who's on guard, or the Empress's fences, with the Queen of Swords dealing with the King of Wands reversed and the King of Swords reversed, or reading them their rights or the riot act about resisting doing the work at 8:02, which is the dance and the higher self. The first card out here is the Three of Cups upright, coming together in joy, with the Page of Pentacles student awakening. That can be the student of life as well, starting over again, working hard to reunion with an invite that will shock them, with the Eight of Cups and Knight of Cups both reversed, leaving the Knight of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed in a turn of events with X or in a breakup, with Pisces or Capricorn, Libra, and Gemini all reversed right there, coming clean about dumping multiple loads or emotional attachments or dreams that were dashed, or cleaning up everyone else's messes with no choice, and the Page of Cups upright, who may be indecisive, with the Magician getting their way, with hostage or entrapping them, or forcing anxiety to face their fears, right? So someone putting a lot of pressure on someone, causing them anxiety or fears. of overworking or failing, or maybe someone's doing this on purpose to get a child to get past their fears of overworking or failing, or things not working out, or doing things under the radar, or getting paid under the table, juggling the jar of hearts, performing in separation, with patience and a higher love for lovers out in the cold, the Knight of Pentacles and the Fool with the sun at their back, and the Knight of Swords destiny across the bridge, as the Knight of Wands is rushing in without peace, or perhaps a lot of traffic, standing up for themselves to end conflict in energetic exchange or the back and forth, in a break or divorce, or without GPS or guidance. Taurus and Aquarius both reversed, perhaps depressed, or perhaps needing to find another healer because the one they're using isn't working. As the Chariot is upright, coming in to the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community of dysfunction or loss, receiving new passion, growth, or creativity here, or an opportunity for a project perhaps, or family hanging out, Pisces, Capricorn, and Aries on the bridge, opening doors to romance of coming together in joy. So a lot of back and forth, or driving back and forth of the Chariot or Ascension to twin flame victory and invite or opportunity, as the Magician in Heartfire is breaking the chains of victim mentality along with kids, or once they graduate. So again, not letting people walk all over them. And again, getting their affairs in order. And that was at 8:16. So now we have 10:4, message received, which is my good friend's birthday. And here we have just the Fortune's Oracle, but this was a significant read, okay? So here, the plane here is the underlying energies going into here, and then these were more, you know, the extra cards that came out from Fortune's Oracle. So this was a 1235, which is the Hanging Man and the Wounded Warrior. As the cards, the way they came out, came up 1111, which in Gematria is the twin flames, the Fool's Journey, and the 5D Station to oneness. The number 221 I looked up in Gematria, which the first entry was Nicholas, School, Rosa, Andrew, or not Andrew, but Andreas, the Andreas fault coming up. And there were earthquakes predicted astrologically for the spring because of the astrological alignment, but they're supposed to activate all the main quake lines in the United States. So that isn't supposed to come up till the spring, but I'm not sure when it was, March or April, something around there, or May. But Tabitha also came up here, Serena, Pillars anchoring co-creation of 5D stationing, and the Lover's Leap. At 1246 is the Hanging Man and the 46 of the Six of Cups. What's the matter, honey? What's the matter? I have to finish my video. It's okay. Mommy's not here right now. Okay, she'll be back tomorrow. It's okay. So the underlying energy is the 26 again, which is that Page of Wands and Newton's Cradle. The plane taking off after the 27 of Proposal, the 24 of Patience, and the 14 of Judgment, the 6 of the Chariot. The new passion for patience and the Queen's Gambit, the Queen of Wands and Omega, Enlightenment, with the 14 of Judgment from the Patient Angel, channeling words in one feeling, a higher love, the linking and the space between. Time to search the soul and bind the pages. Each of us one page of the story, the tale, the drag on the tail, or the dragon tail, grounding the page, the child of light, love, inspiration, and manifestation, to create density or mass, and then co-create with other masses. On Cinderella's chariot, ascending to Hieros Gamos, the marriage or judgment or non-judgment of being the neutral observer. Stars shining their light, a gift to those around them, marrying the vertical and horizontal dance of the masculine and feminine, the father and the mother, of 20, 29, and 26, two supported, compassionate and loving, 222 and 096, source, 5D love and 3D love, or 698 pod folding in upon itself and through to the other side. So going from the 6 and the 9 to the 9 and the 6, or then back to back, the AE or ash, which is the same energy of icing on the cake. Attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love Hard times over, enjoying abundance of happiness and positivity as a journey is indicated. Life becomes more full. Marriage and honeymoon. Newton's cradle and new. Christ and match of two U's. To normal saline. The N and the S, which for me, N is code Christ, so it's the Christos Sophia of normal saline, right, in the body, the salt water. The Christos Sophia and normal saline. The energy of salt and water. And the word salmet comes up, which means to set free or release. Not bad. J.C. and Mary Magdalene et al. Say line. Again, line is the leap, the arc, the bridge. Say, can you, I feel like Mr. Rogers, or can you say whispering bench? Salt water, sun, and I am. The number 4 of the Lambda Leap. The whole year of Fridays. In a raft. In a Jaguar. At the inn. Not bad. And that's true. An inn came up before with ducks in a river, in the inn, running the inn. And again, it could be your first getaway together, or literally buying it at a bed and breakfast or something like that. But Newton's cradle is coming up at 111 here. And again, the Vesica Pisces coming up, which, remember, if you put the two circles together with the Q, the two Qs, it's literally the propeller, the bidirectional propeller as well. Newton's cradle is coming up as the Christ one equal and congruent to, that's the E. Christ one equal and congruent to two U's, to normal saline or salt water, the ocean whispering bench ray, according to the download of one equal and congruent to. And also that's coming up as the binary logarithm. Or on the down low is also coming up here. 3 fixed, 1 cardinal, and 1 mutable here. So it's like 3 fixed in the middle, where 1 is the cardinal, right? That's the lead ball that hits the 3 in the middle. And then the mutable is the one on the other side, which takes the message and runs with it. And there's like a passing of the baton there too, right? In the 4-legged race. And the 4th quarter was coming up here too. Or lead and 1 equal and congruent to with trine in the middle. The pyramid, the fire in the belly, taking the heat, allowing the energy to vibrate or resonate and pass it through to the other side or the bridge. 3 to mediate opposing views. With the 26, which is also the A in 6, and then upside down it's the bow, right? They're both the bow. One is the bow with the ends upright, like the spray of energy and the torus. And then the other way is the bow with the loops up top and then the sprays down below. The 2 and the 6, or the 9 and the G or E, flipped. Newton's cradle doesn't work without energy applied to it. The 0 point energy is the center of 9 and 6, which is that 698 pod that's flipped in and upon itself and through to the other side. Now the 9 and 6 back to back. No longer sealed inside the pod, which is the masculine and feminine coming into union, and then needing to, like, they're tied back to back so that they can help others, but have each other's back at the same time because they're no longer in the sealed pod. Hands-free was coming up here, tied back to back, hands-free. One's between to absorb the energies, while the other to go back and forth until the bridge between becomes a permanent part of them. One at a time, learning the rhythm to stay out of the blues. 2 ashes or bright lights side by side, and again that was coming up as the 8-8 of the 4 balls, but there's 5th and 6th ball, right? One is the front center point, and then the other one's in the back that you can't see. So it really is the 6-petaled flower. of energy here. The 3 eighths, right, of the masculine and feminine side by side, and then that universal energy that ties them together to align with source. Do-si-do, front to front, back to back, and side to side. And then the other side to side. The 26 of the plane to fantasy island, le plane, as the 34 unity of one in gratitude in energetic exchange, holding bands. Or excuse me, holding hands. I didn't understand what that was saying. One in gratitude and energetic exchange are the arrows of love, holding hands, enveloped in the heart. And it's interesting too, because that 34 keeps coming up, and I just went into my 34 year. 16 of the tower and the lion's roar, the page of wands back and forth, suddenly hanging out with the fool at lover's leap, learning unity through pets and kids, Scorpio, Pisces, Capricorn, and fire. As the 3 of the Empress, beware of threes in the 3-2 transformation of breaking free to align with flowers. I got to take a break. I think he needs to go out. So I'm going to come right back. But then you're going to have to wait, my love, if I let you out. Come on. Thanks for waiting, guys. Sorry about that. Usually he's never done that before. But I'm testing your triggers, I suppose, here. So it's energy of being aware of the threes in a 32 transformation, breaking free to align with the flowers or flowers, those going with the flow, and generosity. The portal that opens a chain of events, the skeleton key, and multiple doors open up. For owl and eagle to pass through each other, the King of Wands and Hermit meet and pass through 2023 as the eagle soars higher. Celebrations around the world of freedom with light and map of intentions, as Pandora's box opens as the eagle soars over the weight of the world. And again, that energy of Newton's cradle coming up again as the owl and being the cardinal energy hitting the 3 balls, and then the eagle reacting on the other side, mastering the hidden house, laying down burdens, coming full circle, as the owl brings wisdom for the eagle to spread love around the world in AD days. This year, hand-holding, next heart's desire, ready to come true. By 26, the gift has spread around the world. So very promising energy there of love. Remember to stay connected to source. As then it's 215, which is a Philadelphia area code. So they were bringing me to the word Philadelphia. And Philadelphia has phi in it twice. The city of not just brotherly love, but brotherly and sisterly love, because it means sibling love. The Phil is the elephant, the beloved, the dear one. And Philos of philosophy, of dear and wise beloved Sophia. Adele is nobility, muddled today, noble, honorable, and per day, where phi is the golden ratio, the pattern of lights produced that make a false sense of motion, suspended animation, that phi energy to gallop, flee, travel, to stir fry, wives and consorts of a junior monarch or prince. Remember, a Delph is sibling, and then the Delphi is the dolphin. So dear beloved brothers and sisters reaching out to others, the elephant reaching out to dolphin who's reaching out to the others. The beloved honorable, dear today, elephant muddled in a golden ratio of illusion of motion, suspended animation, the illusion of multiple consorts of the prince, when it's all one person, but in slow motion, so you're actually seeing multiples of the same person reaching out. Dear human elephant, connecting to dolphin human, connecting Phi, ladle, phi. The ladle is to spread, load, or to pour or serve a ring or cup with a handle. Philadelphia, phi, ladles, phi. And del is to exit, to go out, to bloom. Leaves, a small depression, a dune, a valley, a trollop, or the falcon, the brown falcon. A part, a share, a portion or section. Intensity, severity, degree, or entitlement. The unit, the word, to give, God. Pretty, to dig, down. Delta, the gradient operator. And the partial differential, the delegate, and delete. And the delineate, which is the original artist. So phi begets phi in human connection. When seeing each step of that Vesica Pisces, which then resonates in slow motion, right, that suspended animation of the tunnel of the portal, which is like, flipping through pages of a book to make a movie. But when you see it all at once, it looks like there's multiple people. It's not just one motion because it's been slowed down to almost a halt. For each page in slow motion, a snapshot versus motion picture, because time is an illusion, that we are all parts in illusion. We all exist at the same moment, reflecting the exit, the bloom, the part and degree of entitlement, of God and giving, the partial differential, reflecting back to all, and thus paying it forward. Brothers and sisters, elephant and dolphins, reflecting with God between. In human connection, reach in to God and out to all. Reaching in to all and out to one. The heart squared is the open book of light. Your heart in your hands, realizing its preciousness, beloved, dear one. Beloved of and are one, gifted the light to place in your heart in the surrendering of the wounded warrior around the world as the fool's journey has just begun at 254, the higher self and the page of swords, which is the messenger. We've all just begun to live. So then we have the energy of the journey of love and the energy deck here. Okay, so just random messages again. Oops, sorry about that. There's my Instagram posts. So we have, this was at 3:25 to 26 on the 4th. So again, 10-4 message received. The Swan and 67, which is the 67 is the Knight of Pentacles. Bending over backwards and the 8 to come together. The 66, which is to come together in this deck, and the Knight of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles in the masculine and feminine dance. As God speaks in that 33 direct energy over the 4D bridge to the 11 of the eruption of light with the cards 66, 33, and 11, 66, 99, and 110. The Golden Gate, Route 66, over Bridge 33 to Grandmother, 11, aligning and clearing the wounds from the heart to let God in and achieve Hieros Gamos. So again, there are definitely God wounds that came up in some of my messages on Instagram, and again in the energies that were coming through that I did clearings on this week. So for me, I wasn't religious growing up, so when I would go to church or synagogue or anywhere, to a Hindu temple or whatever, with my friends, I was never really included in anything, right? Because God said I didn't belong there, right? Because I wasn't raised in religion. So there's that confusion of a child who doesn't understand, well, all of these people understand what it is to say God or to pray to God, and I didn't have that growing up. So there was this energy that that energy of God had forsaken me. And of course, I didn't think of that consciously at all, but it definitely comes up in the clearings that I've done in the past. So a little bit of that was still coming up. Clearing the wounds from the heart to let God in and achieve Hieros Gamos. the 20 of the sweet soul rising and a wake-up call, the 20 and the 10 destined 3 to 1, and a time out of 2 and then the number 2 and then TU, which is you in French, between 3 and 1, in the middle of chaos, time out in the vortex to let the child go, for child to soar higher towards the light. And I just have to take one more break to let Teddy back in. Sorry about that. But I appreciate your patience, and so does Teddy. He got a new cereal in the morning that he finally eats, so he probably had to go, and he's not used to doing that. Right back. I love you, sweetie. I'll be finished soon, honey. I'll be finished soon. Okay, so the 16 here, in the heart of the moment, destined sudden event or epiphany here, the 45 of hidden beauty, the 7 of shifting universe, the 39 of letting the feminine side of you lead the way, the 17 of her grace, and 61 of she loves. Grieving sudden events and ascending to the divine feminine, Knight of Cups, and her grace, extending a hand to one she loves, taking a risk or multiple parts of self, shattered into pieces from grief to shifting signs and symbols. The core of us, the chorus, with multiple feminine sides wrangling, graceful and taking risks, the Knight of Cups, the star, and the lover, as 64 is sensual awakening, and 42 the 2 of Cups, in the blood dance of the heart, and the 46 of the 6 of Cups, just for a moment, joy of the child, this bliss of one-to-one, perhaps with your child, or watching your child open their heart to the light, the truth, the 55 of acceptance of the fairy tale, opening to a higher love in the end. At 4 o'clock, the underlying energy of the broken heart, the 9 of the hermit, after the 36 of the 2 or the second chakra archangel Ariel, and 43, which is the man holding a coin, where the 36 and 43 equals 79, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, plus 9 equals 88, which is graduation to that pot of gold, plus the hermit equals 88, in mending the broken heart. The Atlas surrender to come together, the angel of creation, and man with coin. After the 46, 6 of Cups, thinking man, Libra perhaps, and broken heart of Virgo, with children perhaps, and the second chakra, the Atlas burdens in the middle. Perhaps a sister involved as well. To the 369, 4639. The Empress, the 698 pod, and the Emperor, or the 46 also coming up, the children, and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, the Empress and the Hermit were coming up there. But again, that energy of the 369 and 4639 were coming up as the Emperor and the Empress, with the energy of the 698 pod, and then the suffering and silence that's still going on the other side. The underlying energy next was at 420, which is actually the time my son was born, in room 420, which is the Emperor and Judgment. The 49 of reflecting destiny, of the angel of love getting their wish. After the 21 and 12, which for me are both Pisces energy and also reflecting 1221, the strategy of journaling the temple, the path of the feminine here, navigating the garden of prayer with compass and pen, or pin perhaps, the captain's log to the altar of 12. 21 and 12 reflects 1221, the world and the hanging man, the whole and wisdom. 1221 after 7, 3, and 20, which again I always get God's birthdays as 12, 7, and 12, 13 because it then ended up being a week. But then I was getting the 2 weeks, right? The fortnight, the fourth night, or the 4 nights. The fortnight of 2 weeks is the grounding and integrating in the second week. And then the 80 days around the world, right, after death of Christ. The 7 days create week 2 of grounding and integrating the fortnight, or the fourth night, or the 4 nights of CRE8, right, create, and integrate was coming up. So and is ET, and then integer 8, which is the whisper regarding the 8 of infinitum, of God and the extraterrestrial, and in the moral man's grr 8, right? This tiger in the masculine here. Also TIGR means decade or group of 10. The jaguar coming up, and the puma. So again, all of those cats coming up, and that energy of like that anger that gets them going, that makes them pounce. And we're in Libra right now. And right, Libra holds it in until they explode, right? Because they always want to make everything nice. So there could be some of those explosions coming up. And I know that. I have Libra in my chart, and one of my best friends from college is Libra. I have definitely felt that explosion. So we have the 432, which is the Emperor and the 32 of the journey. The Emperor's journey here, the 1221, the 7, 13, and 21 of December also coming up, the fortnight of 4 nights, and the Chariot in transition with Cancer and Scorpio around the world, which is Pisces, all the water signs, and the boomerang energy, again, coming from emotion, which is why the water signs are coming up, creating the world in 7 days, grounding and integrating, or digesting in 7 more, and then 80 days was coming up to March 8th to 9th, which is a month before April 8th to 9th, which came up as that 739,000th day, which is also Easter weekend, as very significant. So they're both reflecting, just like 214 and 314 can be Valentine's Day in different countries. But that 80 days from that time was coming up as March 8th to the 9th, the Hermit and the World, the Divine Feminine Pisces hanging out to get their wish, and the number 60 of Peace coming up there with Pisces bridging their sweet heart. And again, Pisces represents the leap to the other side. So then I have the Journey of Love, Fortune's Oracle, and the Rider-Waite at the bottom. So just 3 decks here. And so one of the questions I had, I put to the cards here. So sometimes when I feel insecure about the work that we're doing is when, you know, this union is of this higher love, and yet I'm around all of these relationships that seem to be very loving and good people, and sometimes I feel like I'm the one behind them. And so please help me understand what this union is truly about, and how it differentiates from those people who are in loving marriages, who give to other people and are themselves, right? Especially people who've been together for 50 years, you have to be yourself after 50 years. Not everyone is, right? Because then they end up breaking up because they don't like each other. But when you like each other, by 50 years, you're letting it all hang out. You've been through all the hospitalizations and all that kind of stuff. So they really are in that higher love kind of energy. But I wanted to understand better. So I asked that in this message. So we'll just see what comes up from it. So we had at 454 was the Journey of Love, which is the Emperor and the Page of Swords. The Fortune's Oracle at 55, which is the Ace of Swords, and then the Rider-Waite was at 56 to 57, which is that 2 to 3 of Swords, of being in your knowing or keeping your energy clear or going into separation. So this energy of the 60 of riding the wave, and the 5 of celebrations, and the 4 of Swords of the 58, the 2 swans in peace and celebrating freedom and gifts of light, and the 5D connection of rest and understanding it all. The underlying energy of the 50 and the 10 of Cups of the Cloak, the 36 of the Cosmic Butterfly, and the 39 of Let the Feminine Lead the Way, the 70 of Heaven on Earth, and the 60 of Riding the Cosmic Wave. The family burdens released by the cosmic butterfly. My dad's nickname was Cos. And it was coming up as Cos and then M-I-C. My mother's name was Mary, and the inner child, the butterfly. The Atlas or cosmic daughter. And of course, we just had 2 births in our family, one in August and one September. The Knight of Cups, letting the feminine lead, projecting heaven onto earth, where one of the symbols for the capital letter H is the window, just 2 panes, right? So 3 lines down and then enclosed, which is also the EA energy. HEA was coming up of the heart, H-E-A-R-T, and venerable. So actually it's coming up from earth, right? Because we just talked about heaven on earth, and heaven and earth both have EA and H in them. So here's that HEA of the venerable. The 2 of Pentacles juggling and performing 2 by 2, seen in the clouds as peace in riding the waves. A co-seismic wave of 2U path, wrangling the snake and holding the light, laying down burdens to be love, projecting heaven as peace on earth. So again, reminding us that we're not just in relationship, we're literally grounding heaven on earth. We're pulling in those energies to ground it into our reality. The 59 at 5:15 is the Hierophant and the devil, or shadow side. The temple of liberty and the war within, of coming together in purity with liberty and justice for all. The 8 of the yin-yang lover, bending over backwards to clear the wounds of the heart, holding things open for others to pass through. As the divine feminine collecting light to energize the masculine to come forth in the holy matrimony, while the divine feminine keeps the tunnel open while blocking infiltrators. The gifts received, the 13 and 26, for guardians of the soul family. The transition of the Page of Wands from 13 to 26, which 13 is half of 26. Right, again, in the energy of the Newton's cradle. The transition on either side and the energy through the middle. The 19 of the Shakti sun and the 34, which for me is this year. The 8 of Wands and energetic exchange becoming peace, war, and the dance to clear the way for more gifts to come in, becoming the Shakti sun, right? The shock of source in the sun, the shock of source light, and the 56 of the 2 of Swords, dance of the planets. 2 hand in hand in the chaos of their knowing and clearing as they go. The 38 of the Queen of Cups, the pearl threaded as the dominoes have been tipped off, one by one, as the pearl threads. The 57 of the 3 of Swords, and healing hearts of lovers in the vortex, and the breaking in of the King of Pentacles, as the divine feminine opens and arcs and leaps. The divine feminine falls in to fold in upon themselves, each other or the other, becoming hand in hand, threading each pearl as they go, and then clearing in time together and breaking the patterns. The energetic exchange of the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles, of love and stability, of emotions and devotion, weaving and threading and sewing up the heart, back and forth until all grows back. The bridge fills in, the binding of the pages, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in suspended animation, projecting like a movie across this, I want to say across the screen, across the stage, across the ice skating rink, across the world. The 17 of her grace reaching out for you. And at 5:32, the Hierophant's journey, the underlying energy, and that's the master of the hidden house. The 17 that love surrounds and dreams come true. The 18 of lover's romance, to be true to yourself. And the 29 of the 3 of Wands, of the gift from the stars, being present in the moment. And the 19 of the luck of the sun, your lucky star. The earth is your ship, gifting light and love, freedom, shifts, and expansion of the rolling stone, with the ash or bright light bow on top. The EM3W of Emu, the electromagnetic unit of Aussie bird, tasty one, class 4 and 9 of Mu. And again, reference to Lemuria, and the wine of palm. the father of LM. Pandora's box with light inside. The sword and the stone, Sophia's word and tone, with ash on top, the bow, the icing on the cake. Sunshine in a box and letting it out, freedom and peace, all at the same time. The 8 of the dragonfly and the 10 of fire, the 26 of the plane. Of 5 and 8 here, which is greased lightning of power and freedom. The dance of 2 hearts as one, and a beautiful mind. Freedom and inner strength to let go of the upheaval and embrace renewal. Destined to rise, the Page of Wands inspired to reach Fantasy Island. Very gradual climb through 26. The 4 and the 23 of the Emperor and the King of Wands, the birth and the owl. The lambda, or lamb to father leap. The father and child to 23, the wise owl, with 24 as the Queen of Wands, with patience as they dance back and forth. So the masculine, we're clearing the masculine ego this year, and they're just saying now with the Queen of Wands, we're doing both. We're going back and forth. It's not just the Queen next year. It's integrating the clearing of egos between the masculine and the feminine, right? Because the feminine's 2. He's 1 and she's 2. When the eyes are independent, they share the other's heart. The other holds space. So again, this is energy of the 8 and the hourglass, right? So that when you're the independent part or the outer part, the circle, the half moon, you hold the other person's heart, the part that's shared between you, and vice versa. The idea is to turn the hourglass when you're just over half full, so don't get too full. So each side of the divine feminine, divine masculine within, and each other is always that 4 to 7 in the sweet spot, so to speak, never nearing the end, with Taurus, Leo, Libra, and Aries right there. The 58 of the 4 of Swords is the gift to each other. The Page of Wands, the Emperor, the King of Wands, and Queen of Wands here, as this year and next year. The Messenger and the Controller. 2023 is the King of Wands, Page of Wands, Emperor, who are learning to connect and find wisdom in it, as the Queen of Wands holds the balance. One proposes next year, the King of Wands will hold the door for the Queen of Wands, because then they're doing back and forth between the two of them. At 5:53 is the underlying energy of injustice of being hung out to dry, or hanging out to dry, as Libra is reversed with Pisces or Capricorn and the Queen of Swords upright, speaking at the full moon of dumping all their loads or responsibilities or burdens and surrendering all wounds, victim mentality, as the King of Pentacles deals with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Emperor reversed. So they seem to have their hands full at this moment with all that negative fire energy. At 5:55, there's where the shit hits the fan. In the energetic exchange with issues at work or lack of sleep and suffering in silence, or a sister at hand, stressed out as the Queen of Cups reversed is without peace or stands up for themselves post-war, with the Queen of Wands reversed, where she is connecting one-to-one with the 5 of Pentacles, or those left out in the cold. The Page of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles both upright, receiving love, but impatient to start over, uncomfortable with emotions, feeling of no options, with the Knight of Wands reversed, or Saggy, fallen angel, perhaps falling short on energy or on others' expectations, or out of control kids or pets, or paralyzed by their own passions. Saggy and Leo both reversed, keeping to self about a divorce or religious abuse, with Taurus reversed and Libra upright, destined frustration or lack of growth or creativity when seeing synchronicities or ghosting occurred, triggered by too many choices or the unknowns, as the King of Cups reversed may be living in the past or always looking back at their failures or neediness or no attention at home, or getting a bad reputation or doing things under the radar at home or in union, not sharing, or this could be a scam as well, a lack of balance in saving, withholding, from the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be in pain for a long, long time, or in a painful ending, an announcement in need of confidence or tools, and dealing with manipulation of the King of Wands reversed and the Emperor upright here, in the Chariot with the King of Swords reversed, in a reunion to be strong, through a funeral or dark night, trying to leave, but the group is fighting them on every step. But the Hermit is holding light on the other end. With the Knight of Swords upright and the 5D world, the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community of abundance dropping the daily grind, breaking patterns, the facade, to tell the truth. Will the real Divine Masculine please stand up? As the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles reversed, letting go after getting their ducks in a row to fix things or make amends, as the Knight of Cups to make peace in 5D connection. A need to heal, the Six of Cups reversed, the falling out in the past, the bad memories or detoxing scammers or those stealing. And that could be lying and cheating as well, while trying to assess their worth. Running from the Divine Feminine's heart, secret passion for freedom of heart, or after lying, cheating, and stealing, deciding if it's worth taking the risk to take that leap of faith, now feeling free within herself. At 6:15, which is the Lovers, and the Devil, which is the same card of light and dark. Taurus, or the Tower here coming in, suddenly the Lovers reverse or a breakup here. The crown blows open and breaks up, or all hell breaks loose, or sudden lack of affection and disappointment of not getting their wish, or suddenly an epiphany about lacking affection after a heartbreak and dissatisfaction, releasing the Page of Wands reversed, and letting go of bad energy or those uninspired, as not to affect the Page of Cups upright and that pure, sweet energy, and that Ten of Cups happy family at 6:19 of the Lovers and the Sun. At 7:11 is, yeah, we're not doing that one though right now. So now we go to, and I did some 12 sign reads just for myself. So if I need to clarify anything on a sign, I might go back to those reads, but let's see what we have here. All right, so now we come to today's read. And this is the Journey of Love, the Good Tarot, the Energy Deck, and then the Gilded Tarot down there at the bottom. And then this is all backwards because I put the cards out this way, and then I work backwards this way. So this is the end here. So this was not today, but yesterday's energies. And actually yesterday, a woodpecker woke me up, and I didn't have problems with the woodpecker all summer long. And then a woodpecker woke me up. I'm like, what the heck? Where are they coming from? And that was, and when I caught them, they were right in front of the window. That's in, the direction that you're actually looking right now. When they flew off my roof, it looked like a blue jay, but I'm sure it was a woodpecker, but the coloring of the blue jay just came up as I saw them fly away. And I was noticing, what's still left in the fall now, like what flowers are still blooming, what vegetables are still growing. And again, noting that energy about the frustration that's been bubbling up as I've been doing some clearings, but also watch out what you're eating, right? Are you falling into old habits of that kind of thing as well? But remember, this is a very significant time because it's the fall, which will come up in a minute. And I was also recapping on going back and forth because my situation has, changed back and forth a lot over the years, right? Because then I was by myself, and then my son came home for a bit with COVID, and then I was by myself again and getting used to that again. And then my daughter came home last year with Teddy, which that's going to be really hard for me when they leave, not only me, but Teddy too, right? He's very connected to me at this point because I'm with him all the time. So just feeling into all of these different energies. And this read was done at yesterday at 12:06 to 12:12. The 6 of the Lovers, the 7 of the Chariot, the 11 of Justice, and the 12 of the Hanging Man. The numbers came up 1132 and 13328 for the cards at the end of each pile. And in gematria, I looked up a couple of the numbers. 1112 is the devil, the evil lie. It bride died. True prophecy, God, and then bringer of the age of Aquarius. And then 1132 was Walmart, 793, and whistle. So justice and aligning on the journey. The leap over the 33 bridge to the 28, which is the twin flames, and the transition of the Empress to dance and manifest dreams. The divine masculine transition to the divine feminine transition to the 3, right? So the 1 to the 2 to the 3. The 28 is the twin flames, or 2-8 dance. The Libra journey, Scorpio journey of the 8 dance. And we're in the Libra to Scorpio right now. Right, so today's the 7th. So we're in a Libra, a bit longer yet, but we're going to be moving into Scorpio season. So this transition from Libra to Scorpio is significant here. The Libra journey, Scorpio journey of the 8 dance, to dream and manifest and be strong. 2 I ams and 3, 2, 1. The 33 leap and fly across the bridge to infinity and beyond. 10, 11, 12 was coming up, which is not only October, November, December, and the last quarter of the year, the 4th quarter, but it's also the 6D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 6D. And actually my sister's turning 60 in January. So that was coming up. The 33 of, that 33 was coming up significantly for me. I was just noticing who has 33 in their numbers around me, and my mother's life lesson number was 33, and my ex's soul number was 33. And the and also remembering my mother's birthday is 6/10/1934, and I'm in my 34 year this year. So I was just noticing some of these crossovers in numbers. The lessons and souls of the lamb to sacrifice becomes the skinned wounded warrior. So if you've never heard me talk about my time in the harmonic egg, the first time I went into the harmonic egg, I got this amazing story about my life as the stones before the animals, and the animals to the human, and that we don't become wounded warriors on the human path. We become the wounded warrior after living as animals, and then start as the wounded warrior skinned in child's pose after the lamb goes to slaughter, right? And there's that Christ energy. So the lamb goes to slaughter and then becomes the human in child's pose, the sacrifice. So Luke 1:28 came up, which has to do with Hail Mary. So 27 was to a virgin pledged in marriage to a man named Joseph, who was the house of David. And the virgin's name was Mary, which then we go into 28. The angel appeared to her and said, "Greetings, you are my highly favored." But depending on the version of the Bible or the language, it turned into Hail Mary, full of grace. It's highly favored, the Lord is with you. Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. From among the descendants of Eve, God chose the Virgin Mary to be mother of son, or full of grace, the new Eve of new Adam, right? So the evening before, the new Adam, the human experiment, exalted as mother of all Christians and exempt from sin. Only in the Greek, plaris karitos, which means full of grace, in the New Testament. So that started occurring in the New Testament. In John 1:14, Father is full of grace, right? But Christ is considered God in the flesh. Acts 6:8 says Stephen is full of grace, but he was not pure, right? He was a sinner, but full of spirit and wisdom and power, was performing great wonders and signs among the people. But again, here's this clear explanation from the church on why the men have the power and Mary does not. That's what I was getting from it. The Latin Vulgate and translation by St. Jerome in 4th century, Ave Gratia Plana, is Hail, full of grace. Look to Mary instead of Jesus, who is actually the one full of grace. So they're saying it was Jesus, the one full of grace, not Mary. that she shouldn't be hailed full of grace, which is ridiculous to say. Of course she should be hailed. So anyway, there's so many crossovers with the names because my great-grandfather's name is David Lubin, okay? So the house of David is my grandmother, Dorothy, Sophie, and my mother, who's Mary Grace, and their last name is Heller. Okay, so this is bringing in the Heller, but hell doesn't mean hell in definition, so I'm going to read you that in a second. And then, of course, I'm Evelyn, which is little Eve. So I'm going from David to Dorothy Sophie to Mary Grace to Eve, and my middle name is Esther, which is the energy of to dawn, right? Est is the east and the dawn, and that energy coming up. So, and that was interesting too, because when Sam did a read for me, Sam the illusionist, he gave me the name of the dawn. So I ended up going into my grandfather's lineage again. It was coming up as the line of David and the lambda, U-B-N. So Lubin was coming up as and notice Lubin is Lu, as in Lucifer, and then Heller is hell, as in the one who hells. But Lubin was coming up as the lambda, U-B-N. The arc of Dad, creating the id, or the ID. Lubin is actually a Polish city and a beautiful flower, and it means pertaining to the wolf. It's also the lupine or the lupin bean, which all reference wolfish, or the bean is used to feed the sheep and the cattle, common in the Mediterranean area in Latin America, although toxic if prepared improperly, right? If you don't resonate with your food first. David has Dorothy Sophie, and Sophie is wisdom. Grace, and so my great grandfather had my grandmother, her sister, who was Grace, and brother, who's Theodore, which I didn't realize that because Teddy is Jenna's dog, but she doesn't know my great grandmother's brother, Theodore, that Teddy's actually a name in the family, which was funny too because I did Teddy's numbers, and Teddy has the same soul number as my twins. That was funny too. But after they were the second family. My great grandfather David Lubin had 5 children. His wife had an affair with the mayor of Sacramento, and he was a militant do-gooder, so he was humiliated. He moved to, I don't know if it was right away, but he ended up in New York at Houdini's house. But my grandmother was part of the second family of 3. So Doro comes up from Dorothy as the seal, and again, Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz always comes up with that. The seal, the stamp, the door to dawn, to come find out, and sieve. So the sieve is S-I and then Eve. So the energy of the Eve and the acorn also came up, which is a horn. The Father creates ID with seal to dawn. See Eve, acorn or horn, a unicorn, which my mother used to call me her unicorn all the time, who had Mary Grace Heller, which is coming up as Mary is the C, Mar, and Y is the 0 point. Grace Heller, the C at the Y in the road, at 0 point field. God's race. The GR is the silent one. The gray seal, the door, of one who hells. And hell means resounds, clear, bright light. Hailed, lucky and pale, tender, gentle, icicle, or inner child with the chakra system key. To poor, brighten, concealed place, or the dark world. Hail at 144, Hail Mother Mary, full of grace. And I was getting the fall, because we're in the fall now, right? The fall of grace, because the feminine is considered the dark energy. Hail Mother Mary, full of grace, from a dark place with bright light within. From Lubin to Heller to cope with this, shortened from Polish son of Kopel, which means couple, or kupel, a small circular receptacle used in assaying gold or silver with lead, or again, changing from lead to gold. And then came Eve. So cope is also kop, right? K-O-P. So cope with a C was originally K-O-P from Kapelevich, which is son of Kopel, which is that Polish city. So KOP is a cup, a mountain, a summit, a head, a kick, a pit, or hole. To make a hole and find the truth. The eve of lighting up and the water fall. The cuppeth overfloweth as a couple of two. Hail Mary, full of grace, and light from the dark, the house of David, Mary fully favored, as Dorothy Sophie, given Mary Grace, Lubin and Heller, drawing lines between he and her, hell, her, with 11 between, from Lou and hell to cope with this, the whispering bench of Opie, or human pea, the cloth and thread, the mouth to draw, the father, 3, the foot and tar, which in Pleiadian means throne, according to Elena Denon, the fish and Friday, leg and tree, the ray, liver, cactus, from pi, as in pi, and pods is an actual meaning that comes up here. To invoke and be enough, suffice it to say, to be complete, sane, sharp, and rewarding at 233, the higher self, and the 40 bridge, or Christ consciousness there. So the 54 of Earth Angel, and the 9 of Fire, the 35 of the Wounded Warrior, and the 12 of Helios came up here of illumination. The 3 of Swords of the 57, and the Page of Swords of the Earth Angel, which was coming up as the Page of Swords usually would be Gemini or Virgo because it comes up as the mercurial energies. But here it's coming up as the Earth Angel, which then would be the Virgo messenger of Page of Swords. Or blanketing and hanging 9 stars of fire. The hanging man and the sun, who sees another perspective in lighting up the darkness of hell, which is also the pale, bright light that's hailed and resounding. The Page of Swords message of the Wounded Warrior becoming bright light in separation. The 3 swords, or S words, the roads that lead home to the point in the center of the heart at 244, which is the higher self, and Hercules, or her harvest. Or grounding and integrating, learning how to receive love. The 5 of the communal dance, the 31 of the Christ flame, the 55 of acceptance, and the 54 of the Earth Angel in the underlying energy. Freedom and change and mastering the hidden house, in the conflict, the battle of the Christ flame, the chaos of life, and the 55 of the Ace of Swords, truth, Excalibur of acceptance, of the fairy tale. So pull up the blanket for a bedtime story. The calm unity dance that wants to own the egg, covet the light, perhaps a cover-up. At 250, the higher self and the 10 of Cups family, the 13 of death, or endings, the gifts received in transition, a Gemini message of the Scorpio wounded sun, with Leo and Pisces surrendering to perspective. The messenger of gifts, the 29 is the 3 of Wands present, the spiral dance of the goddess, and the fallopian tubes. The fall, Opie, 1, tube, which is to be. The pi pods, the father, fish, foot, ray, and tree, to be enough in the fall of 0, pi, 1, which is literally pi, which is a 0, a circle, with 1 in the middle of it. The fall of O, pi, 1. Tubes, to be, which is coming up as the tunneling effect. Because the pi, with the second pi, which is the Vesica pi Cs, of the C's, all right? So it's the suspended animation, the tunneling effect of the portal. To be. Vesica Pisces in suspended animation, flipping inside out and through to the other side of Pisces, which is bent back to back with the line through, connecting the cord. The H with the symbol of the window, a solid bridge between 2 realms at 258 of the higher self in 5D connection. Literally the egg and the fallopian tube reaches the uterus to stick with it, for blood to nourish it, and then flip inside and out you go. The 12 of self-initiation, in other words, suffice it to say, you must fall. turn over, and then come out the other end, head down. The kop, K-O-P, is the head and the hole. The Holy Grail, the hole at the Y in the road, which is God's rail, or tunneling effect. Squeegeeing through the slow motion, through the canal, the egg to the uterus, and then the uterus to the birth, to be earth angel. The uterus is a way station for growth, a pit stop, a second stop before the third stop at earth. The fourth stop is home again after third stop on earth, which is the ear to the nth degree, a resounding effect, where EA are to the nth degree, an egg cracked open, to human with connections, to Ruth, which is compassion and mercy, the heart, which is the of the earth, which is EARTH, of earth, ether, wreath, terra, and heart. The Page of Swords transitions to receive gifts in the present moment by hanging out upside down, seeing wise new perspectives, right? Like the child coming out of the womb. The initiate of the self graduation into the alchemist, the Al-Chi mist, or my path, or misty alky, LOL. So at 313, the Empress's transition, or the eagle soaring across in transition, as the train horn blew. The 27 of ethereal touch, wispy and light as a feather. The Queen's gambit is the pawn. The Father, two U's, and Jesus. I, Sophia, us, with the my does touch, my dad's touch. Ether, E-Al, ethereal, is E, or one equal and congruent to real. E to the nth degree and E real, ethereal. One equal and congruent to to rise and wake, you, as a giant humanoid talking tree of life. Jesus God are circuitous. That's U-E-N, circuitous. At the intersection, all right? So we're talking about the word congruent is and then N-G-R, and then U-E-N-T. Jesus God are circuitous, intersection, indirect, roundabout, unfamiliar or out of touch with the trends of the world, which is so funny because New Jersey has a lot of roundabouts still in there that didn't work out that well. I guess most cities have intersections. But at 322 is the Empress and the Fool, or the eagle soaring to the 5D station, the underlying energy of Fortune's wheel, and the 10 of strength, the 5 of fire, the 6 of air, and the 8 of water, the ace of air, and the 9 of fire. Destined portal of lion's strength, October 8th, tomorrow, the call to come through, it's time, through conflict to find peace, as the ship comes in, the 8 of cups, within where the land meets the sea, and the sea is the birthing process to get to the other side. The unicorn, Pegasus, one horn, P, and gaseous. The truth shall set you free, as the wounded warrior surrenders in child's pose to set the air free, and therefore farting, which was coming up in Instagram too. So it's all about the transmutation of the body here. So then at 355, which is the Empress and the Truth, the first card out is the Page of Air. Again, the message or messenger around Scorpio and Leo, perhaps Sagittarius as well, 1 of air and 2 of air, as the masculine and feminine dance of surrender with messenger of fire, the Knight of Wands, perhaps with a chip on her shoulder. A candle of crown, or a candle crown of 3113 of life and death, or 303 with pi in the middle, and 2 eagles soaring across. 2 pages of air and 1 messenger of fire around Pisces and Scorpio, and a new beginning or resentment of another's romance, or Cancer, or 18-year-old, all fire and water signs around. With Vesica Pisces, the hole and tunnel, or bidirectional propeller, or the wounded warrior keeping a message to themselves for further illumination. Frustration, deception, and purging subconscious wounds bubbling up, with the 10 of air and the 10 of water, feathers blowing around, which the leaves were all blowing around this morning, or angel messages in the air, as Buddha chuckles about his big belly. Perhaps he's in the hot tub at night and having let go a bit of himself, but in good humor or good spirits about it. At 414 is the underlying energy of Thanatos, or the death card, and 37. And the 30 card of Dionysus with freedom. 16 of Hera and duty. And there's the duty and pee-pee again. And the 43 of Helen of Troy with beauty. And the 14 of Zeus of divine expansion. The 42 of Perseus of courage, and 12 of Helios of illumination. So the King of Cups, Scorpio, or still grieving a past death or ending, or longing for home to connect with the Queen of Cups and freedom from duty or duties, and suddenly duty calls, perhaps, and that was probably Teddy having to go to the bathroom, perhaps mother and sister, or sudden beauty with multiple suitors or multiple brothers to protect them. Perhaps Scorpio and Sagittarius reunion with Pisces, or family gathering, and Scorpio with ladies and Sagittarius with the boys. Perhaps some one-to-one time there. Or son between parents, or father and son, or daughter on the other side between that same mother and father, or mother with kids and her father perhaps, while husband takes off with the boys, or sports perhaps. As Artemis is purity and number 19, and Chiron of healing with 33, and Eos 13 of new beginnings. May have a beef here with Helios and his light, or Saggy and Leo and Scorpio ganging up on Pisces, or the sun, perhaps of pale skin, kissing cousins, or perhaps Leo girl wants Pisces sun and is a bit aggressive about it. Could be Pisces, Scorpio, and Leo here, and Leo, Sag, Scorpio here. Fiery mother and daughter, or Scorpio, Sag in a new beginning with a chip on their shoulder. So Mnemosyne comes up next with number 8, and all about inspiration. The 40 of Odysseus of the journey, and 44 of Psyche, which is the sacred union, the card I showed you earlier. The dance of the Page of Cups, and Nemo's signs of inspiration, of Odysseus's odyssey of finding Nemo, or nemesis of the Psyche, which is the sacred union. The 44 of Hercules and her harvest, and the message of love and starting over, with 33 and 44 transitioning to infinity and beyond at 449, which is the Emperor and the 9 of Cups, the Get Your Wish card, which, and that 3344 is also my business name. Perhaps sacred union with a younger man, as the underlying energy at 506 is the 4 of Wands reversed, with the 3 of Wands and the Sun upright, the Chariot and Queen of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles reversed, and the King of Wands upright. Unstable at present, or visit to ship, cruise, or Nordic ships coming in, with sunshine or fully exposed, a visit or leaving house at the beach, or boat out of the water, or issues with travel and stuck. Exposing a breakup, a breakdown, a break in, out, or through, as the Queen of Swords reversed and dependent, or powerless to the King of Wands Leo with Cancer in their chart, or Queen of Swords reversed undergoing radiation, losing their independence, their power, their money and time, as the King of Wands doctor, or with advisor, or writings on the wall, looking at the long way down, or graffiti someone's drawn, or drop the ball and don't know where it went, or caught in the act, or dropping the facade from way above, right? Someone sees them from way above, or with no peace of being watched. With the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles upright, or Taurus with family money or inheritance from the King of Cups reversed, who may have passed in the past, or Empress upright and Queen of Pentacles, gift a treasure chest to the King of Cups reversed, choosing a new path and made a decision, or at least clear about the Hierophant lighting the torch, or beginning the ceremony. Perhaps someone chokes in front of a crowd, or holding back an announcement, needing to swallow their pride the day the music died. After dawn, or Black Hawk down, or Atlas down actually, Atlas down or Black Hawk down, Mission impossible, as infiltrators on a whole other path once they're on the ground, dumping a load, a burden, or responsibilities, and not heeding the call, instead starting over as the Queen of Wands reversed without tools or the means to escape, or manipulating their way out of a jam, not sleeping with the Knight of Wands reversed, or the Knight of Wands reversed trying to make their way out of a pickle, getting over a loss, regret, guilt, or shame, or the past of exile, homelessness, destitution of lovers out in the cold, or the poor bringing their problems to the Emperor for him to resolve or resolution. No loving offer here, though, from the Emperor, or perhaps he had to reject them, saying, "Oh well, as the fool is free to end the war and settle out with no further offers." The surrender of the wounded warrior reversed in a breakup or dumped, overwhelmed, triggered, as the Page of Pentacles sees the Page of Cups reversed, or rejected the King of Swords reversed, with Pisces in their chart, or their child rejecting a small offer, as the King of Swords reversed is at work saving or holding out for a better offer, destined to a new position, with the Knight of Swords reversed holding their tongue about dreams or synchronicities. He could be lying or verbally abusive as well, though. But Libra is upright with Sag reversed, the King of Swords reversed, or the King of Swords reversed is inspired by options or what they see, losing patience or fallen angel, disappointment or heartbroken here. At 539 is the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups, with Death reversed, Nine of Cups reversed, and the Two of Cups reversed, clinging to dissatisfaction and disconnect or distance, a separation taking forever, or not getting their way in a breakup, or irreconcilable differences. With Sagittarius and Scorpio both reversed, and Lovers or Gemini upright out the back jack, taking a risk to find their happily ever after, as the King of Pentacles upright. Or lover stole their heart, or someone's cheating here, on the Ten of Cups upright, King of Pentacles upright, happy family, with a good man, or head of the family, or very vanilla, or likes Keebler or cookies, or stashes them away in the bench, or is sitting on gold bars, or with the luck of the Irish, or elves, perhaps. A third party or negative influences here, or the never-ending battle with parties or drunk people, as the Knight of Pentacles is a good guy seeing the Tower and the Lover, the Queen of Cups, Juliet, but going back to deal with ending conflicts, to fight the urge in a split or divide or defeat, or one big lie as the Queen of Cups longs for something as the Titanic goes down. Or the King of Pentacles kid, the Knight of Pentacles upright, is sneaking out to party and or have sex, leaving the Queen of Cups worried about them. With Gemini and Scorpio and lots of Earth here, the Moon reversed, the Six of Pentacles upright and Justice upright, working between deception and justice, or up early to work on divorce. Under the radar or player down, as the Ten of Swords is great pain, or left for dead with only Bambi to care for them, or small children who are now left unattended. And that could be like a grandparent, who passes out or something. And again, at 555, we have coming up here, perhaps in a divorce, the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Swords reversed are acting up to parents, but the kids end up bonding with each other. So these could be kids being really bad for the parents, but because of this, they learn to bond with each other, which was the purpose of this. As the King of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Cups upright separately look elsewhere or in the same direction, imprisoned Page of Wands in a nightmare with a pet child or egos, Dungeons and Dragons, as the Page of Wands is trying to help. At harvest time, assessing worth, of discomfort of not leaving, with the Devil, Capricorn, or temptation at hand, or dreams of stardom, or temptation of it, or in stardom, healing. The Devil is never far away, and this could be concern about a child, right, who wants to be in that position. Addiction to attention, or laying all their cards on the table, fixing, making amends in a heated exchange with the High Priestess whose heart is wide open, suffering the slings and arrows of being seen. William Shakespeare from Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say, we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we leave, or when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, and the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, and the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make, with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that he dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from where who's born, or from whose, the undiscovered country from who's born, which fardels, by the way, is the fourth part, the fourth quarter. No traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph in thy orisons, be all thy sins remembered. So that is the message of today. I'm going to pull from my Mythic deck here and see who comes out at 21202. The wisdom in the middle, the masculine, feminine, with the twos on either end. The queens. It's 3:18 to 3:19, just turned on the clock, which is the Empress and the Sun. That could be mother and son as well coming up. Or an older woman, younger man. The two hanging out with higher self. All right, so closing up here. What is our takeaway here? What is our takeaway? Here we go. And he came up in the read I gave you from this deck, and that's the Death card, which is transition, transformation, the 37 of the King of Cups, of unconditional love. And Scorpio comes up here for sure, with Helen of Troy, their beauty perhaps. My son's soul number is 43 and he's Scorpio. So like the sun is definitely coming up here again, but again, his feminine side coming up there as the real beauty. And we have Achilles' heel here too with the glory of 38, which is the Queen of Cups. So you have the King and Queen of Cups coming together in joy here. All right, King of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the Three of Cups. Coming together in joy, or again, this could be a child between these energies here. There's two masculines depicted, but this is the Queen of Cups energy here. And this could be two, a King and Queen of Cups whose child is their joy. And then there's the 21 of Pan, Nature Boy, which is Pisces energy. So you have, again, all the water signs coming up here. You have Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces coming up here. As my three sons are coming up here too. Very different here, very different. And then you have Eros of Desire, which is 28 in the Twin Flames. It's like the masculines coming up. Their desire is starting to bubble up. And then we have Bellerophon at the bottom, which is the humility card, the 45 of grief, because he was that star athlete energy. who got humbled by Zeus by trying to get into Mount Olympus, right? And then was crippled for the rest of his life. So learning to be humble through grief, through the process, the crossroads. And this is that maiden mother crone energy here. Also, coven has definitely been coming up lately. There may be certain situations where there is a circle of women who's been trying to control the masculine on the karmic side, right? Because this, I mean, it could be three, you know, maiden mother crone in a supportive generational end, but this also could be a negative energy right here, right? Controlling the son, right? Wanting to be able to get him to do whatever they want him to do by crippling him. That's coming up. Okay, so look at all this masculine energy here, but it's all cups energy too. The King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Pisces coming together with the Three of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is usually Cancer energy, and plus the Death card is Scorpio. And then we have the 28 of the twin flames over here, that choice of path here in the end. And Eros is all about desire. And it's like all the different aspects of personality here too, right? Nature boy, passion boy, Achilles heel, right? And then the unconditional loving one with the power of transformation, and beauty of Helen of Troy, right? So all the different aspects of someone can be coming up here, and this could be masculine energy with his feminine side coming out here, right? Maybe the feminine side is just being shown here as one of 5 aspects here. This could represent 5 children as well. All my children. Transformation of beauty and glory, nature and desire. The nature of all my children is what I'm getting as a message from Source there. Right? And it's this trigger to inspire you here. Right? Seeing all the different parts of yourself and all your differences, and to appreciate your differences as all the separate fractals of Source put together as one. And remember, we were going from Aquarius to Pisces right here in this energy too. The 2 of the higher self, the divine feminine in the center, which was coming up with those cards just now, the feminine between the 2 masculines of Aquarius and Pisces of Neptune. And Neptune is Poseidon, and this is Poseidon's son, okay, who's beside himself. Very interesting, because there's this play of Zeus and Poseidon now that's come in that didn't come in much at all in this read, right? So the dueling brothers, and we have Hades there too with death. So the 3 brothers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, right? Right, so the heavens, the hells, and then the mediator in the middle, which is the emotional waters of the feminine. Very interesting. Okay, you guys. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Remember to breathe deeply every day and have gratitude for yourself. Rise and be love, love and rise. Take your time and focus. It's all in the eyes.